continue on. I definitely say that I'm looking forward to how they approach the rest of this game and how they really want to, I guess, address the typical tactics formula. So far, it seems pretty standard. Nothing wrong with that. So far, they seem to be pretty heavy on the story. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe, and that could be. Maybe they're playing it safe.
It seems your first test as Lord has come. 'Tis no small matter either.
Indeed, but I needn't face it alone. I would ask each of you where you think we should go and why. State your case before the scales of conviction. Then we shall decide our destination.
We take a vote and the consensus determines our action. Is that it?
That is correct. So long as my allies walk by my side, their opinions carry equal weight to mine. Such is the way of House Wolford. As Lord, I shall bear the weight of consequence for the Scales' decision, whatsoever they may be.
You are more serious than usual, my friend.
He understands what it means to be Lord of his house.
Well, I hope you have room for a stowaway, because I'm going to. In secret, of course. I trust the new Lord Wolford will handle the ponderous negotiations and diplomacy with grace.
Your Highness, you cannot be...
You may stay ashore if you wish, Huet.
You know I cannot allow that. If you insist on going, then I shall attend you.
Well then, it would seem the matter is settled.
There is exactly one coin for each of us.
It seems fate has conspired to bring balance to our proceedings.
How curious.
Curious? I see it as a sign that the heavens approve of my joining you.
You are ever the optimist, my friend.
Shall we proceed, my lord? One coin, one vote.
Very well. I would hear each of your thoughts on the matter in turn. Then you shall place your coin upon the scales of conviction and illuminate the road ahead.
As Frost or Hyzant, would that we had the time to visit both. Although I may not have my own token of conviction, it is my duty to lend an ear to their arguments. An honest exchange of opinions will hopefully lead to a decision that satisfies all who vote. The path of story will be determined by the consensus of your party, as played out through voting scenes. Each of your allies will cast their vote according to his or her own convictions. As the player, you will be bound to the decision of the majority. Before voting commences, you may attempt to persuade the others to change their minds. Whether or not your attempt succeeds will only be revealed when the votes are cast. The strength of Serenoa's convictions will affect the chances of success. Really? That's interesting. See, I was going to be like, I'm going to Hyzant because, you know, salt stuff. But this is interesting. The key to winning over your party is gathering the necessary information beforehand. That information may not always be found in the same room where the votes are cast, so be proactive in talking to everyone you meet on your journey. Okay. Maybe not as... maybe that's not how I would have wanted to go about it. But still interesting. Although, no, Well, no, I'm going to say that is interesting. It encourages you to talk to the NPCs, and like I just thought it was interesting that you were getting little tidbits by talking to the NPCs before, but now this actually makes it somewhat important. Seems pretty important. And where's the fat loops? A lot of people have it early. It leaked, unfortunately. Yeah, well, hopefully a lot of people like it, and hopefully, or I guess I'll say, hopefully enough people like it that, you know, we get another game from this particular studio. Maybe an Octopath Traveler 2? I mean, if they went from 8 to Triangle, which is 3, that's -5, which means that we're going to get -3 Flight Simulator.
Lord Serenoa.
Esfrost's soldiers are said to be among the strongest in all of Norzelia. However, that is only hearsay. I mean to judge them for myself. This one should listen to reason. I can't move my... Can't move my...
Lord Serenoa.
Interesting. Okay, let's see what one of these would do. Hyzant has its charms as well, I am sure. What about it appeals to you, my lord? Aha! That's how they're gonna do it. It is said the skill of their mages is unequaled. Wouldn't you like to test your skill against such warriors?
Quite true.
I've heard the same. What magic I have seen is impressive enough. I can scarce imagine what a true master could do. Should like to try my hand against one in mock combat if able, my bow against their spells.
Okay.
Thank you, my lord. I suppose there may be some merit in visiting Hyzant. Some deep thought. Interesting. Very, very interesting. You're praying it has a surge in popularity. You enjoy story-rich games. Octopath Story was rich. Not everyone will have options.
Lord Serenoa.
I liked Octopath Traveler, but I also didn't like Octopath Traveler. So it certainly was a crazy split for me. Like, I like the game. I like the gameplay. I like the combat. I like the visuals. And I would say for most respects, I liked a lot of the stories that were in it, but I didn't like how the story was presented or how the story was delivered, like the structure of the story. And that was a huge detriment for me. Esfrost or Hyzant, it makes no difference to me. Where you go, I shall follow. Still, I would like to hear your thoughts on the matter, my lord. Oh, you're the only one that's undecided. Oh, I thought it was the other guy. Yeah, let's go to Hyzant. They said Hyzant is the nation of salt and sand. Do you have a reason to go there? I wish to see what miracles are performed at the ministry and learn what kind of magic and medicine enables them.
Indeed.
I see. I hear the feats performed there beggar belief. Any knowledge we could gain would surely come in handy during times of need. Thank you for sharing, my lord. I see now why you wish to visit Hyzant. Okay, so it doesn't look like I need to talk to everybody. Prince Franny and Minister Pachiriat are waiting to see off our esteemed guests. They said to ask them if you have any questions on the matter. camera, you didn't need to do that. King Regna expects great things of you, Lord Serenoa. If there is anything I can do to be of service, simply say the word. Sure, let's choose this one. I should like to hear more about our home of Glenbrook. Are there any problems I should be aware of? Surely you jest, Lord Serenoa. The kingdom is in capable hands of royalists like myself. Our home has a long history of prosperous trade that utilizes everything our bountiful land has to offer. There is nothing for the warriors of House Wolfort to worry themselves over. But if I may be so blunt, Prince Roland's whimsical acts of late have been met with disappointment from both King Regna and Prince Franny. I wouldn't call them whimsical, Minister Patriot? I don't know how to say that guy's name. Roland is doing everything he can for his kingdom. If this were not a family matter, I should like to ask His Highness myself to conduct himself in a manner more befitting a prince. Alas, this is out of my hands. I'm certain you understand the same, Lord Wolfort. I would hate for anything to happen should you decide to step in. This guy is totally threatening me. House Wolfort has turned its sword on the royal family before, albeit 30 years ago. But in the end, your house joined forces with the kingdom to lead the war to its end, and are even lauded as heroes to this day. There are some who still harbor their suspicions. I urge you to proceed with the utmost caution. Pray forgive me, I forget myself sometimes. I hope my foolish ramblings have not clouded your judgment. The decision is yours to make, Lord Serenoa, and I am sure you will choose most wisely. You were totally threatening me. Lord Wolfort, I know your position as head of your house comes with many responsibilities. But being party to Roland's fancies is not one of them. I hope you understand that. I ain't serving the crown with this one. I think, from what we've seen of Franny, I don't think he's necessarily the character that we can just be friends with. He seems stuck on royalty, whereas Roland, just wants to have, some fun. Do what he can. I'll go with this one. Roland is doing what he can for the kingdom in his own way. As his older brother, I'm sure you can see that. Thoughts like that are precisely why he's still so immature. I wish the solution were so simple, but neither the king nor kingdom is perfect. Even so, why would he choose a path that leads to his own suffering? Seems I misjudge you, Prince Franny. You worry a lot more for Roland than I had thought. Worry? There is no cure for foolishness. Why would I waste my worries on him? You agree with that? The story was very fragmented for you, and it makes you do a lot of work to get the full story. A lot of work is kind of an understatement there. I went for... Or I tried to do all of that work, but in the end, I didn't have a team strong enough to overcome the will of the game. Is I guess what I would say. Come on, there's got to be an item up one of these things. secret item. Patriot is actually a bully. He's trying to bully me. He was using some very specific words that have me very concerned. Let's see. I guess I should probably try convincing everybody that wants to go to Esfrost just to make sure.
Say,
Doubtless, Esfrost will be a close partner in the days ahead. It would be wise to see how they live, don't you think? What reasons have you for wanting to visit Hyzant? I talk to everybody. I would be fascinated to see a society where everyone is truly equal.
certainly.
Indeed, they say Hyzant is a country without kings or nobles. 'Tis hard to imagine. But why imagine when we could see it with our own eyes? An interesting proposal. I wonder what everyone else thinks. You've given me much to consider, friend. Alright, I think you...
Listen,
are the
lad.
first one. Can't very well say Hyzant holds much appeal to me. Sorcely and Exham, I believe is how you pronounce that name, are too clever by half. I'm sure the people of Esfrost will give a warm reception, even if their weather won't. Oh, you want to go to Hyzant, do you? Do ye? You're telling me why, my lord. Stories of miracles performed in the Ministry of Medicine have piqued my interest. Such knowledge could help our soldiers and common folk alike.
You're onto something.
Aye, doubtless we could learn from the minds of the Ministry. Would that we had such gifted healers and mages at our disposal. Might be we could ask them for a book, but I've always been of the mind that the best learning is done through doing.
I've made up my mind.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on the matter, my lord. Alright. Let's do this. The game does punish you if you don't grow specific characters in very specific manner. You got to the end and grinding wasn't doing it for you after you didn't use the most broken characters with the most broken classes. I just didn't want to grind. That's basically how I went about it.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we journey to the Grand Duchy of Esfrost or the Holy State of Hyzant? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Wait, no, that's fast forward.
You've convinced me.
I can't do auto on this. Oh, because there's not voice hanging. If that is your wish, then so be it. Hyzant is just as good as Esfrost.
You have my vote.
My lord goes, I follow.
I changed my mind.
Hyzant has its charms, I admit. Charms I mean to see for myself.
You won me over.
I'm behind ye, my lord.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Hooray.
The way forward is decided.
I don't know why that one's on fire, though.
We journey to Hyzant.
Never would have considered the thief would make the best spellcaster. I don't think I would have made that determination either. Seems totally random.
We have decided. We set sail for the Holy State of Hyzant. Whether or not it proves to be the right choice will depend on our actions. I trust in you all.
We are ready to set sail, Lord Patriot.
Very good, my lord. When you pay respects to the Holy One and the Saintly Seven, remember that you do so on behalf of our king.
Lord Serenoa, we are honored that you would choose to grace our nation with your presence. That said, I must offer you a warning as well.
It may be in Lady Frederica's best interests to remain here in Glenbrook. I fear there may be some complications were she to come to Hyzant.
She is half-sister to the Archduke and my betrothed besides. What complications could there possibly be?
None, if I had any say in it. However, the matter is more delicate than that.
Your lady's hair would draw attention. Unfortunately, none of it favorable.
My mother's hair. The pink locks of the Roselle. Mother once told me of how her people fled Hyzant.
Then you know how the Roselle are viewed in our nation. How the Gospel of the Goddess regards them as sinners.
Yes, I do. But I am from Esfrost, and I assure you I have committed no sins.
Of course, my lady. Very well then. I will do all in my power to see your visit is a pleasant one.
Thank you. Pray forgive my outburst.
You've no need to apologize. Still, I must ask, are you certain?
I must go. I would see with my own eyes. See where and how my mother and her people suffered.
Whither the rivers flow. Imagine carrying those scales around all the time.